in the cabbage.
Well, let's get it.
Test, test, test.
Yeah, we're live.
Welcome to In the Cabbage. This is crazy.
This is pretty bananas right now that we're actually doing this.
I'm Tommy Sweat, Andrew Witt. Please subscribe, please listen, please download, like. And just a reminder, keep swinging. Heyo, welcome to In the Cabbage. I'm your boy T Swizzle. To my right or your left, I got A Wit with me.
What's up, fam?
How we doing, buddy?
All good, dude. Just chilling right now. Glad to be back in the seat. Back in the saddle right now, a little Monday night action. It's always a great way to start off the week, I think, personally. It's fantastic.
I've been really enjoying our nightly hangs we usually do, and our Monday night recordings have been a blast.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
It's been a fun experience for sure, bud. But speaking of starting your weeks off right, how was your weekend?
Yeah, dude, it was good. Super mellow. Didn't really do a whole lot. It's a little bit of like a final stretch, if you want to call it, for like wedding stuff. Katie just taking the reins, as she always does. Just
taking the reins.
It,
that girl.
Taking the bull by the horns. And I'm there just to facilitate, help out, diffuse a situation, make sense of a situation every once in a while. So a lot of that. And but got the seating chart, guest count, all the food, all of that jazz, all dialed in on an Excel sheet, sent it all in, all of that stuff. So we're just like about ready to wrap this thing up in a bow and call it a day, essentially, for the wedding.
That's so exciting, dude. There's nothing better than seeing the light at the end of the tunnel and that stuff.
We're right there.
It's it makes it,
I can't even say it's a lot, but like I see that it's a lot and I can feel it too. Do you know what I mean?
No, I think it's when you say it's a lot, you mean it's a lot for not you're doing a lot, but it's a lot for the house.
Yeah.
It's not only, or is your partner stressed out because we said earlier,
it just consumes a lot of your time.
It's all of your time.
Yeah, that's it.
You come home, you talk about it, you talk about something else, and they're like,
it's like during work, it's like texts, like here and there, this and that, and then you got to worry about, buddies that are flying in, which is fantastic. All good things to worry about, but it's just always something going on with it. So
yeah, I mean, we're not complaining in the idea of like, wow, this is a pain, but like it's different. It's something new you're not used to, something dominating conversation for that long. And like we said earlier, like you can try to help out more, but at the end of the day, you're just adding more work because whatever you say, they're not going to want to do.
Right. I mean, I think it's more for those of you that are going to be going through a wedding planning situation. You just did a little bit ago, just had your 1 year. My wedding day with Katie's coming up in like basically a month and a half. So people that are going through this, I want to say just know your role. Like find whatever that role is, and if it's leading the charge and it's spearheading it and it's doing both and you're kind of just, working on it together all the time, great. I just knew my role with Katie is that she wants to take control. She wants to do it everything. And it's basically me being the right-hand man. I'm the sous chef in the situation here.
Yeah, you're facilitating. Hey, you need hollandaise on that? No problem.
Exactly.
You need me to tell you bacon or sausage? I'm here for that.
And like just making sense of all the orders and everything that's going on and just trying to be, the best right-hand man that I can possibly be. And that was my role. That's my role in that situation. I just found that. Felt like I should be doing more, but I just know that it's just helpful if she just gets the green light.
Totally.
One of those situations.
You're just the green light, buddy.
Exactly.
Hey, you want to put pig streamers
Sure.
down? Yeah.
Sure.
On the coast of Italy? Sure. Yeah. Wherever you maybe not so much money. Way too much money.
Rein it back in a little bit.
But
Santa Barbara is a great place.
Santa Barbara,
so
very expensive.
Yeah, so it's fun. We're now like kind of being in the end of this planning situation. It looks like we're all wrapped. I'm sure there's going to be a couple more things that pop up like that I just don't know about quite yet, but it looks like a lot of the bulk of the planning and all of that stuff and all the forms and this and that is just all done. So that's really exciting. It's fun, and now it's just time. She just said it too. She's like, I'm really just trying to push all this out so we can just hang out and enjoy both our bachelor and bachelorette parties and like enjoy the last like couple weeks like cruising into this wedding so it can be enjoyable and not super stressful. So yeah, big time shout out. So that was my weekend, and just watching a ton of the Players Championship on Sunday
Hell
and
of a
hanging
tournament,
out. So we're going to touch on that in a little bit and leave that for a little bit later. But
Keep you tantalizing for more.
How was your weekend, buddy?
Man, I did a bunch of the same stuff. I watched just a bunch of golf, watched some Laker basketball. Some of it great, some of it very unfortunate this weekend.
Yeah.
I also watched a bunch of Call of Duty. They had a major event, which was fun to watch. Always fun to get into that. My team made the championship series, but lost.
Okay.
So it was fun to at least watch all Sunday, watch my team.
That's big right there, your team getting into the finals.
Which is cool.
Touch on that real quick. What's your team?
It's Optic, baby. I bleed the green wall, as some people call it. It's super fun. My brother and my cousin are really, really into it. I'm into it. They're playing a lot and love it, and it's cool they have that together. I love it because my brother loves it.
Right. It's common ground right there.
It's a way to connect, and it's super fun, especially watching. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm loving it. I watch every event I can. I'm watching highlights, so I'm into it for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, just a bunch of that are the same. I actually played some golf today, though. Monday.
Yeah. Lucky you, dude.
I know. I actually, went off and played Talega, which is a local San Clemente course, 18 holes. Nicer course. That during peak season, I think they charge 100, 120 for tee times.
Which isn't that bad, honestly. Is that weekend or weekday?
I think it's weekend rate.
Okay. That ain't bad.
And the course, when I haven't played it in prime conditions, me and you haven't.
Yeah.
It's normally super soupy. Just because it's in San Clemente, it's kind of a canyon. It just doesn't dry off super well.
Yeah, it's an older course, right?
I think so.
An older course, so maybe the drainage.
I think they just revamped it too.
They did. I think when we went there a couple years ago, they were just redoing the clubhouse and the restaurants and
the
kind of area.
Greenskeeper, or whatever, the head greenskeeper, I think they call him, was there when we parked the cart and was talking greens with the two starters.
That's really cool.
So that was kind of cool.
Nice.
Plus, it's a really good track. The more I've played it now, we played the shortest distances, which is 62, I think.
Yeah.
So it made it a lot easier, for sure.
No doubt.
We were playing Wolf. It was me, my brother, and my cousin Mikey. I won. No big deal. I don't want to rub their faces in it, but I did crush them.
Easy dub. Right back in the saddle, right where you are.
Right. They played great, though. Timmy hasn't played in 3 years. And he shot
How many times did he complain about his back? What's the
Not
over
very
under?
many. I
Really?
Really out of Timmy there. I brought it up. He didn't complain about it at all. And Mikey's game is starting to really come around, which is cool to see.
Yeah, that's great. I know it was maybe a little bit on the, let's call it the struggle patch for quite a while.
Struggle patch for a little bit. I think we all go through he was cocooning into his butterfly, and I could see the butterfly forming right now.
That's a beautiful thing to see.
It's really cool. He's, getting the clubs all
He was living in the trenches for a little bit too long.
Yeah, I mean, he was, at one point, he was, shooting, pretty low 90s, high 80s every tournament we played in or played with. And I think just something, clicked or, lost his swing there for a bit. But it's coming back, baby, and I couldn't love it more. I played the front nine okay. I shot a 87 today.
Ooh, that's nice, dude.
I shot a 45 on the front.
Oh, so you cooked up something nice on the back.
I went 5 pars in a row.
Wow.
And I'm talking.
Wait, how did you 5 pars in a row and still shoot 42?
Double bogey.
Oh.
Bogey par.
That's devastating.
Yeah.
That's not what you want to see.
Yeah.
That's not.
I saw the scorecard and I started.
You did.
I saw the scorecard.
You did. I was going to comment on that.
Right back into it, dude. I was so pissed.
I was about ready to comment on that.
I said something out loud because no one was saying anything. I needed a little bit of murmur for someone to be like, "Hey, he's playing some golf."
Right.
And I was like, "Hey, I'm shooting even the back so far, hole 14 or 15."
And then you got a ruse out of Tommy. Out of Timmy and Mikey.
No, they didn't say that. We were all, drinking, hanging out. Music was playing. We were all, hanging out, vibing. So I don't think it really super registered with them. But I mean, the course is shorter. So if a course is shorter, my distance off the tee box is money. I'm 140 in.
Every single time.
And
yeah, you can take 3-wood off the tee. You could maybe even take hybrid if you want to.
I took a hybrid off a tee a couple times down, but I did hit my driver extremely well today.
Of course you do.
So like 270, 275. I missed a couple fairways, and that was it.
Damn,
the
dude.
one bogey I made on the back shouldn't have been a bogey. Unfortunately, I didn't understand how the hole played.
Yeah, Talega has a little bit of like weird layouts, dog legs tight in certain situations,
it was
and so
with
you
a
can.
canyon in front of you, and there's a satellite post you have to aim at.
Okay.
And you have to and the message comes through like all clear, and you hit. For whatever reason, I thought that satellite post is in the middle of the fairway,
And it's not.
it's on the edge. And so I put it to the left of the satellite post.
Okay.
But I faded on it. But at that point, I hit it. So I hit probably like 270, 280, and I put it past and no white stake.
Out of bounds?
Out of bounds.
Yeah,
No white stake, so I played it
Yeah.
as a hazard.
Okay. That's understandable, I guess. That's just such a weird course layout. And then
So I kind of try to rally myself back, and it's okay.
but
it's
five
par
pars,
five.
but 5 pars in a row. That's really nice. That's
Dude, I'm talking
that's putting it
like
together.
looking from 10 feet for birdie every time.
Ooh, damn, dude.
I was dialing it up.
That's nice.
Didn't hit a single putt from 10 feet.
That's okay.
But
you're not gonna
tap in pars.
Yeah, you're not gonna make a ton of those 10-footers, and like nor should you ever expect to make a lot of 10-footers. Look at the numbers,
Right.
people. Lower your expectations.
Yeah, 10-footers are
Just don't 3-putt.
It's a coin flip.
Just don't 3-putt, and having tap in pars is fantastic. It's exactly what you want.
It was easy golf. I'm talking like driver, long par 5, driver, 3-wood, 50-degree, barely missed my birdie putt, tap in par.
Yeah,
And that was
that's nice. That's nice. And then you're,
par
you're
3
taking probably like driver, like 50-degree wedge
Right.
into a lot of the par 4s.
And the 100-yard distance, the 105 to 110 distance
yeah,
for me.
you've been rock solid at that.
100 to 110 right now is such an easy swing for me.
You might as well just pick the ball up and throw it towards the green.
Yeah, on the green somewhere.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a beautiful thing to have.
It was a lot of fun. When you're playing golf like that, it's so easy. And I don't know what it was. The swing just felt crisp. But, hole 18? Water on the short
I don't
left.
really, but you can paint a quick picture for me.
18's downhill,
Yeah.
right? Water all hugging the whole hole on the left.
Got it.
When we played my father-in-law
Yeah.
and his buddy out on the course, this is the hole I put it long off the back into the water.
That's right.
And you missed it left into the water.
That's right. That's a tough finishing hole.
It really is. And
Because you also have to hit uphill into this green too, right?
it's downhill. So it's downhill green, flat, and then it's downhill again.
Right. Okay.
And you can't miss it. It's hard hole.
Right.
The way the water hugs the green is pretty tough.
It wraps around the back, right, of the green.
Right. So you can't go on, can't go left.
Recipe for disaster for myself.
Right. I put a 3-wood 240, 230 to the front bunker. Didn't roll in.
Nice.
Flat lie, 180 into wind, 6-iron, 10 feet.
Damn, dude. That's nice when the approach game is clicking like that. It's just like, wow, this is an easy sport. And then it just golf bites you a little bit. But still.
Yeah, looking at the scorecards, shaking in my little boots.
It's those little glimpses, though, that are really fun.
Yeah, man. It was a blast. And makes me really excited for my round coming up in Vegas. And also really excited for the bachelor party rounds.
Yeah,
coming up in a couple
that
weeks.
is going to be a blast. We got some really good ones cooked up.
All-time courses. I think.
What are you playing in Vegas, actually?
We're playing a course that I think it's called Las Vegas Country Club. And
have we looked at playing that one before?
No, we haven't. I didn't know about it until Ray told me about it. My therapist.
Gotcha.
Told me about the course. It's.
Oh, I think I remember you telling me about this.
Yeah, it's
kind of nice-ish, right? It's kind of like it's not quite as nice as like a Bear's Best, but it's like kind of towards that level.
No, I would say I haven't played it. It's not like great. I would say it's probably like Talega.
Oh, okay.
It's probably going to be pretty nice.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's a private golf course, so you either have to be a member there or you have to stay at the Westin.
Oh, so that's where you guys are staying?
Yeah, one of my friends is staying over there.
Gotcha.
And he said, "Hey, we're gonna go play golf." And I said, "That's fine. Just let me know where." And he's like, "We're gonna go play the country club. It's a private golf course. We can only play. And it was only a couple weeks out, and I thought, no way we're getting a tee time in March Madness. You know what I mean?
Right. That's tough.
And
High
St. Patrick's
priority.
Day, the same day I'm going out.
Yeah.
I said, okay, whatever. There's no way they're going to have tee times. We're going out 9 o'clock.
Wow.
Or, sorry, we're going out earlier. We're going 8 o'clock.
That's prime time
Prime
right
time.
there.
No problem.
Is that
8
on
o'clock.
Saturday when you're going over there?
I'm going Friday night playing the course.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, or
Cool.
Friday morning. We'll be playing that course because I don't want to play that later in the week when I can't swing a golf club because I'm cross-eyed from all the booze I'd be drinking.
That's fair.
Yeah, but the golf course, anyways, for those who don't know, if you haven't seen the movie Casino, give yourself a look-see-loo on that movie. What a banger. There's a scene where the FBI is tracking comms from the mafia, and the plane lands on a hole there because the spy plane starts to break down.
Okay.
That's actually based on a true story, the movie and the actual event. So there's a plane.
So this is the course that they filmed that shot at?
This is the course the plane actually landed on.
Landed. Oh, shit.
And the plane is buried in the 18th water. So you can actually see the plane.
That's really cool.
It's super cool.
And you might as well hop on that because you don't know when you're going to be staying at the Westin again.
Right.
And you're never going to be a member there. So absolutely jump on that course.
So if it's any worth it.
Yeah, what a prime time tea time for
Guess
that
how
as
much?
well. You're playing on a weekend, Hollywood, $150.
$70.
That's it?
That's it.
$70 on the weekend.
Yeah.
Weekend, I mean, Friday morning technically is like weekend.
So
but damn, dude,
I
that's
think
crazy.
I'm really hoping it's an all-time course because if that's the case, I'll just stay at the Westin. Fuck it.
I mean, like, we're not going on. We don't need to be on the strip anymore.
And they have the
Me
second
personally.
best sports book in Vegas.
Whoa.
So next time,
I mean, that's just a recipe for success.
yeah, you stay there, you get $70 round. That could be your cheap round at a private course. Take that all day. It's right next to the Wynn. It's like the Wynn's baby brother.
Gotcha. Okay.
Fun fact about Vegas, if you didn't know, Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin, two singers.
Mm-hmm. No, I got you there. But thanks for clarifying.
Just had to make sure you're with the know. If you've heard Frank Sinatra, I know you don't watch anything past the 2000s, but Frankie and Dean Martin frequented Vegas quite often, and on the Wynn golf course, they started getting over golf because they couldn't get drinks on the course. This is before beverage cart. And so Frank and Dean Martin only agreed to play golf on this course if they had a beverage cart follow them.
No way.
So Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin created
this is the origin story here. Wow.
And it's at the Wynn golf course in Vegas.
That's
How
special.
much better is that beverage cart now?
That is special. That's a great play. Love the fact that they're going out there calling for the beverage cart.
I mean can you think of a
that's-
better story for two guys who are
You're
historic?
going to be playing at the Wynn and the sister course, right?
Yeah, that's like the baby brothers course.
Right.
Not at the Wynn. It's near the Wynn, and it's baby brother course.
Right.
I would say. I think it was actually built before the Wynn golf course.
Gotcha. But the Wynn probably just trumped it.
Wynn is where they play the match events at.
Yeah.
It's a par 70. It's $400 to play.
It's a championship style course.
For sure. I have another story about Vegas. Got plenty of them. We got time here. Let me get into it here. There's a man I know who, for business, used to stay at the Wynn, and he would take clients out to Bob Hope. Who's the guy who trained Tiger Woods? I'm forgetting his name right now. Swing guy. His swing coach.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Butch Harmon.
Thank goodness you
baby.
Thank goodness you came up with
That
that
baby.
word. I was swinging and missing in my head. Just,
Butch
nope,
Harmon,
that's not
who
it.
just-
Nope, that's not it.
Who just helped out Ricky Fowler's
Yep.
swing.
Mm-hmm.
So Butch, he used to go to events and bring clients, and he would get lessons from Butch Harmon at
That's
this
really cool.
course. And one of his favorite golf courses to play in Vegas is the Wynn golf course, because what you do is you just ham your bags when you check in, you tell them your tee times, you go up to your room, you take the same elevator you take to your room, down to the golf course.
So you can do whatever you want. You just hang out, gamble,
Yeah, you're
drink,
staying with your wives. You're just hanging out, and you just take the same elevator down from the hotel
and
you're
just
staying.
stroll out to the golf course.
And your bags are waiting by the elevator in the golf cart.
That's pretty special right there.
If you're talking about something I want to do in my lifetime, that's it, baby.
How's the Wynn Sportsbook?
It's okay.
I mean, as long as it's just okay,
It's okay.
then that is a big time shout out. That's a good trio.
We
to
go
have.
if we're talking levels of success, Classic Club in Vegas and Wynn, or not the Wynn, but the Westin is very obtainable for us currently.
Love that.
Playing the Wynn and staying at the Wynn.
Yeah, that's a little bit out of reach.
That's some cash.
Right.
That's like $2,000 a night in Vegas cash.
Is it really that expensive at the Wynn?
It's gotta be like $200, $300, $400.
You can't get a room any cheaper than that. I mean, the way
$200-$300 for
the
a
way
room.
hotel rates are going right now is just out of control.
And then
we got to rein that back
yeah,
in.
I mean, I can't go anywhere for less than $600.
It's ridiculous. But okay, goals right there.
Yeah. So
but at least you're getting a little baby brother trip out of this, and that's going to be a sick course. What a cool story on 18. I mean, I'm quite jealous. It's going to be a lot of fun because you got St. Patty's Day weekend, March Madness weekend.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be
plenty of ball.
It's going to be popping.
Plenty of ball.
That's a fun weekend right there.
Love me some March Madness. If you want to win some March Madness bets, just text me when I'm betting and do the opposite. Do the opposite because I can't bet.
I know we were talking about this earlier, but for your bachelor party, you were just had a wallet-sized sleeve of those betting slips and just
it's
just whiffing.
L. just so bad.
A lot of them like just 50-50 odds as well.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the line is like equal, and you're like, like I was just gonna take the over,
right.
under.
Every bet, Duke, whatever, UNC, whatever was happening to me. I have a strategy coming in. I'm gonna do more money, like higher money bets, less bets, 4 to 5 bets a day.
I thought you were going to say just go against your gut feeling.
No, I got to go with my gut feeling. You got to go with that, you know what I mean? And I have a bit of a tip I learned. I'm going to try it out is 3-point percentage as a lower bracket team, like a 12th seed versus a first seed or whatever. Look at the lower brackets team, the lower ranked teams, 3-point percentage and their shooting percentage. Because if it's high, it means they can get hot against any team. Now, the post game, you're going to get dominated by these higher ranked teams. They're going to have way more versatile big men than you're going to get because they're like unicorns. They're hard to come by now in today's NBA.
For sure.
But shooting, you can always get hot at, especially with a guard who catches fire.
I mean, the way that the game's going, that's the way that the NBA is, and it's bleeding on into even like youth basketball as well. People are just shooting the rock more, and
if
so
you
like
hear
you can
stories, it's crazy.
Yeah,
these youth basketball players pulling up from 3. Do you remember taking a 3 was like you had to earn it?
Yeah, that was not something you could just start hucking up from the hip.
And as soon as you missed a couple, it was a no-go. It was a no
Coaches
more.
Nip that in the butt real quick.
You missed 2 in a row. You missed 1, you're already kind of quivering. You missed 2, you're like, all right, cool, I'm good on 3s.
Right.
Kids are taking like 5 before they hit their first one.
I mean,
dude, I haven't missed 5 shots in the basketball game because I take 3, and if I miss 1, I'm over it. I'm like, I'm not shooting anymore. I get nervous.
I think a lot of it, you just got, I don't know, reprimanded. You got this like, I don't know how to put it. Like you got tortured essentially, like when you were playing basketball.
I felt
by
like
these
I had
coaches,
no leash.
and you had no leash. And then as soon as you did one thing wrong, you're like, oh, I can't do anything anymore.
Right, or I'm out of the game, and I play super tight, and I can't play tight. I'm all feel. And if you tie me up,
your feel and like your electric with your first step,
I'm a
all
peacock.
that stuff. When you take all of that away,
my electric first step, like you said,
right?
You
what do we
take all
got?
that. You take all that away from me. I don't. What am I? Just a shell? I'm a robot. I'm colorful.
You're natural, baby. You're fluid.
But talking about ball, I watched the Lakers, and you watch some of the games. I can't be more excited on Laker basketball right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, super hot streak. We just lost to New York, if people are keeping up to date.
It was unfortunate, but it would look like a pretty decent game that we were playing. It just looked like the Knicks just had a couple more.
And we struggled.
Yeah, we struggled a little bit.
Like Troy Brown Jr. didn't score. That doesn't happen for us. And
he was whiffing shots a bunch. But let's get back to the focus of Lakers are playing really good basketball right now. Now we're 8-4 in the last 12 without LeBron James. and the Lakers look like they have some life. We thought that their season was completely over, actually, because that injury was going to be so detrimental for the squad.
The team is deep. They have players. We scored like 65 points off the bench, and it's like, oh, when's the last time that happened in the NBA?
I mean, that's very few and far between. But like, you know, we got a lot of deep guys. We think we can shoot the rock now. We got some guys playing with some swagger. We look like we got some athletic guys on the court that's like defending really well, rebounding really well, scrapping, crafty, creative offense.
Yeah,
you know, knocking down shots. It's
keep it in the crypto arena, which, by the way, changed the name. Awful name. Keeping the crypto arena into it. It feels like old school basketball for us again, where the crowd is like cheering.
Yeah, that's a great point, dude.
I forgot how boring basketball is when the crowd's not into it. Part of basketball, the reason why I feel like it's great is because it's indoors and that noise is thundering. And when you're like watching basketball with your friends and the TV's blaring and someone hits that shot, it's pandemonium.
Right. Yeah, that's a great point, dude.
It's like all chaos breaks loose when like a big three happens.
We haven't heard that from a Lakers game for a while.
I mean, even when we were balling in COVID, we didn't win our championship on our own stadium.
Yeah, that's true. You're in the bubble.
You're in the bubble.
This was one of the fewer times, and it's been happening more and more recently now, that our fan base, it's getting rowdy in the stadium. It's fun to watch. And I'm like never really tuning in that much to basketball, and now I'm looking for it every night. Looking for some Lakers basketball.
Oh, thank God we actually have a team. AD is playing out of his fucking mind. I mean,
just looks like we're playing with a little bit of chip on our shoulder, and that's exactly what we wanted to see. I'm just tired of seeing guys that are just whining, complaining all the time. It's got to be pretty basketball. Let's get in there. Let's throw some bows. Let's get a little dirty.
Yeah, let's hustle.
Let's work for some buckets. Let's get some stops on defense. Let's look like we're caring for that like 6th spot, 5th spot in the West, instead of just kind of just floating around in like the 11th, 12th seed. Like, nah, let's work for a 6th, 5th, 4th seed. You know,
we're right there, and I think we can get it. And I don't think any team in their right mind right now wants to meet the Lakers with LeBron back.
No, not a chance.
I don't think there's any team that should feel confident against us. I think with LeBron back, if our starting 5 right now is D'Angelo Russell, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Vanderbilt, Troy Brown Jr., I mean,
the list kind of just keeps on going and going.
It's whoever.
Rio is in there.
Like whoever
then you get
Reeves
as like the 8th or 9th guy. Like
Reeves coming off at 7th. And
did you say Lonnie?
No, Lonnie's not even.
Lonnie's like the 9th, 10th guy right now,
and I don't understand why. Hopefully he's hurt. And the idea, because I would feel awful that he's not getting minutes.
Yeah, we were talking about this last time, and it was his knee tendonitis that's still bugging him. But I think it's now he's getting some minutes back in there, but maybe earning a little spot. But Reeves is balling out, dude.
Ryu comes in and hits that goofy-looking mid-range jumper.
You know what? It's just it all looks good. We're coming up big, and it's exciting to watch.
He bangs that thing with no arc in the back of the bucket every time. I don't know what it is about that goofy-looking jumper, but it works, man. It's great to watch.
Hey,
it's
if it ain't broke.
If everyone comes back on this team next year, I would be happy.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember the last time I said that about Laker basketball.
Last few years, you're always like, just scrap the whole thing.
Even if we won the championship, I was like, there's few players we need to keep and everyone else can go. And now it's like, dude, I want no one gone. We're going to lose people, but I'm hoping we keep a lot of this core.
Mm-hmm.
But
a lot of them are very young as well.
And it's good pieces. And I feel like, they can be the future of Laker basketball if we...
Yeah.
I feel like if you offer any big star right now a chance to play on the Lakers with this much bench, no one's saying no to the Lakers again. There's no reason
very
to.
True. I mean, can we talk about D'Lo?
Balling.
The man is a walking bucket.
Dude, balling. Absolutely out of his mind. He can't pass the ball, though. My God, watching him pass the ball right now is rough. He is turning the ball over like every other pass, it feels like. But
I'm going to take the offensive output, though.
I mean, you can't. When he's pulling up from fast break on threes and he hits it, our
I think he was like 5 or 6 behind the arc the other night. He pulled up a few heat checks, and he was dropping. I don't know. Do you remember what he had?
He had 30 by 30
something. Yeah, like it was nice. He was cooking it up, and it's really fun to see that. And the Lakers need a lot They needed that for sure because the offense was so stagnant and running through just LeBron. I was really worried when LeBron left. I'm like, oh, and got hurt. I'm like,
and
oh,
dude, they're
no.
moving. They're playing offense. D'Lo's cutting eight. Okay, can I give a critique real quick?
Yeah.
If AD doesn't understand how to get the ball on the block, what are we doing? Dude,
yeah, that's
stop
another good
setting
point.
A high pick and roll because they're not falling for it. They're fighting over your screen and they're blocking you down, like, boxing you out to basically the paint, and then double teaming you if you catch it on the 3-point line. So what we need to do is kind of run a triangle offense through AD, so he at least gets his touches because you need to get the big man rolling.
Yeah, you do.
You got to get him like a good 6 to 8 first quarter.
Especially when there's a matchup that is very exploitable down there. Because there's a few times when he's got a 6'8 dude, 6'9, because the game's much smaller now.
Right. That's a walking bucket for AD.
You got to just get him in the post. Run a couple maybe or back screen, swing the ball so you can get it low on the block.
I want that man catch it on the block.
On the block, yeah.
I want a little outside so he can turn and face if he needs to. Or you can just back this man down and hit him with a little fadeaway.
I don't want to see this man just jogging up and down the court looking for rebounds
and
for
saying
a
high
second.
pick and rolls.
Yeah,
that's not his.
I
game.
do like the high pick and roll every once in a while because
but it mixes it up.
They do mix it up. That's what I'm saying. They need to put that in.
Yeah,
and that's
like
what you're
you need to do
saying.
like on the block. They're doubling on the block. Okay, set a high screen. Now we're mixing it up because we're losing him touching the ball, and when you need him towards the end of the game, he's not a guy who can. He doesn't turn. He is a guy. He's like a first ballot Hall of Famer. He can turn it on every once in a while towards the fourth, but more than likely he needs to have like momentum.
You got to have those touches. If you're just asking to do something in the last 3-4 minutes of the game and you haven't touched the ball in the low block for the entire game, you're asking a little bit much because it's a little bit crunch time, but just doing what you have been doing, it's part of the game flow and it's part of the flow of the offense. Perfect. Then you can go to that anytime you want to, but right now it's not happening. And so I'm with you.
And that's my only complaint is Ham needs to figure out how to get 80 touches on the block. And my brother said to me, like, well, it's his job to get the ball. I said, not if it's a high screen roll and if they're following the roller every time and doubling me when I touch it, I'm never going to score that basketball.
Yeah.
And like catching on a pick and roll and keeping your concentration to pull up or hit a layup, you have very few seconds to make that decision on what you're doing.
Yeah, and a lot of times the big men are not as quick as the guards.
Or graceful. So
right.
if you catch a man on the roll, like 80 is so good that he can actually score on the roll. Because it's a really hard skill because you don't know where the pass is coming from. It could be high, it could be a bounce. You don't know if you're getting double.
It's hard to find space. There could be help defense coming in there. There's a lot of other factors. So I'm with you 100% on this because he's so good at the high pick and roll for that little bit of like an oop action cutting to the hoop. He gets a lot of those easy buckets, and it gets our guards really involved and creative. And because we got some good ball handlers now. But I hear you. We got to get the big man some touches down low.
I want everyone to keep doing what they're doing. Just get them out on the roll.
Because then also it's going to collapse the defense. We could open up shots for the guards.
Michael Beasley, bang. Troy Jr., bang.
Right.
Like, it makes it easier. But the real thing I want to talk to you about, buddy, after all this BS, is some golf.
Yeah, let's dive on into that.
Let's get me into some golf, buddy. Let's just start off with a little bit of a rumor I've heard. Live Golf is 2 players on there. Rumored Cam Smith.
And Brooksy, right?
And Brooksy. Possibly want back in to PGA Tour, which, people have their opinions. Let me give a little backstory on probably why this might be true, is because Cam Smith was reported to be like kind of sad when answering the question of what it feels like not to be in the Players Tournament when he lives 10 minutes from there.
Yeah, I did see that.
And he also made a tee time to a close golf course with his buddies the same day. And I feel like, I don't know why he left.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big head scratcher.
I need to figure out why he left. I understand it's for money. Great. Big part. But that's not all of it.
Because he's a good enough player. He's gonna make his dough out on the tour.
Top 5 player right now.
Yeah.
If he comes back to the PGA Tour, there's no doubt in my mind he's winning a tournament. Maybe 2.
Yeah, I agree.
So my question to you, buddy, what do you think PGA Tour should do? Should they let Liv back at the end of their contract, beginning of next season, or not?
This is interesting, and there's a lot. I mean, you hit me with this question like just right before we were about ready to start. So I didn't really have a ton of time to like research, think about it too much, formulate an opinion because
Go with your heart,
my
baby.
knee jerk reaction is saying no. That's my knee jerk reaction, and then in the reasoning for that as well. So the PGA Tour is a private tour. You have to earn your tour card. So can you earn your tour card and get it on the Live Tour? No, you can't right now. Can you earn your tour card just on the Live? Because this is something that needs to be earned. Do you see what I'm saying? And you can't just like, oh, I just went back into the PGA Tour. Well, you kind of lost your tour card. Like it got taken away. You turned it in.
Really
essentially.
interesting. I didn't even think about it like that.
You turned it in. Like I'm no longer playing for the PGA Tour, and you're done. Now, that's not like that if you're going to play for the DP World Tour, the European Tour. You don't need to do that. But like because of the way the contract, this is my understanding of it, and just like a thought behind it as well, is that if you are, because of the contract and with the Live tournament, because they were basically not allowing you to play in those PGA Tour events anymore, you're effectively handing over your tour cards, and it's a private tour, and you can't come back in.
Yeah,
so that's
really interesting.
So at that fault of their ability to make that decision and not think that this far down the line, I think that they should have known that, and they did know that because the PGA Tour made it pretty clear that they're not going to be able to play in PGA Tour events anymore. So that's where I stand, and that's also in line with the knee-jerk reaction of, not really because you jump ship. Now, I'm going to play a little bit of devil's advocate here.
Well, I'm on the other side, so let me play a little devil's advocate for me.
Perfect. Hit me with it.
So I think that's super interesting, buddy. And I think there might be a small niche in your idea. They have world rankings that Live.
Okay.
So they're ranked worldwide, the same ranking the PGA Tour does.
Yep.
And
is it the OWGR?
I think so.
Is it the same? Because I thought that Cam Smith was like 6 on that list right now.
Yeah. And I'm saying if you were a PGA Tour and you're earning your card, they've earned it. They're 6th in the world.
Yeah.
That would be my argument.
Yep.
With that. But I think it's a really cool way of looking at it. I didn't look at it as the idea of a private entity that you have to earn was really interesting to me. I think they did think about whatever, I won't ever play a PGA tournament again, but I don't think they thought about how much they would actually miss that.
Right.
I'm thinking of it on a business side.
Yes, and I agree.
I think if PGA Tour wanted to bury Live, the best thing they could do is take back Cam Smith and Brooks Koepka.
Yeah. That would effectively
null and void the Live Tour.
Exactly.
Because now you've taken the 2 biggest names, the players.
The 2 most relevant big names, I would
Correct.
say. And then maybe DJ could be thrown in there.
And Matt Wolff. And all the Spanish guys.
But mainly it's Cam Smith.
Mainly Cam Smith. You want Cam Smith back. He was loved on the PGA Tour.
Dude was
by
a baller.
Players
Ice
and
cold.
Fans alike.
Yeah.
Everyone loved Cam Smith.
He's got the persona. He's got the penguin outfit. You know, he's rocking it. He's an Aussie. He's got the mullet. You know,
mustache, balling.
Dude's just dropping 30-footers on the reg.
Balling.
Yeah. Nasty short game. You know, like
unreal.
He's a really fun guy to watch, even though he doesn't really exude a lot of personality, like in his emotions, per se. He's just a captivating guy to watch play golf because he's so good. So carry on that business.
Right. To me, it's worth the juice is worth the squeeze here. Because if I'm thinking as a business person, I don't want my competition to have the best.
Yeah.
Do I like that they left? No. But this happens in the business world all the time, especially in the current industry I'm in. There's people go to Fidelity and back to First American all the time. And they almost always leave because of money. And they almost always come back because it's a better company at First American.
Sure.
And I understand that the money aspect of them going and cashing a check and coming back is an issue. And it's not good. And they need to figure out some sort of punishment. Now, to me, I think they would have to...
Yeah, that's tough because they basically just got like a one-time, big-time signing bonus.
Right, and they left and came back.
Right. So now you're reaping the rewards of the cash.
Right. I think they should
And now
have
just
to donate.
let back in.
I think they should have to donate money to the PGA Tour and pay for the potential losses that happened when they left the tour based on their name. So they have to pay the dividends of those 2 years of them being gone and what the money aspect would have been for the PGA Tour when they left.
Okay.
So let's say, Cam Smith, you bring in $2.5 million based on your name in the PGA Tour. You have to pay us back $2.5 million for the money that you've lost. You tie that money back into tournament earnings. So they have a chance to win the money back.
Okay. This is a really interesting thought here that you're having.
So
keep going.
It also helps the PGA Tour and players in the tournament. They have to play half of the designer fields. They can't play the others. And they have to be the lower prize pools to get back into the tournament.
Yeah, the designated events. They
Designated,
don't get automatically bid into that.
No.
Okay.
They have to play
how long until they get to play
1
in
year,
that?
or
1 year?
how long they gave themselves out of the PGA Tour.
Okay.
If it's a 2-year contract, they have to do it for 2.
I like the fact that if you're going to let them back in, they don't go to the designated events because that's a really unfair advantage for the guys that are staying true to the PGA Tour.
Right.
And you can't just let them walk into the most prestigious, highest paying events as well as the most FedEx Cup points.
They can still do the FedEx Championship because they can earn their points.
Of course.
But they don't get to play Waste Management. They don't get to play Riviera. Whatever the designated events are going to be. And you know what? Just make it a year.
Yeah, just 1 year.
1 year is fine. There has to be a punishment. That's not for me to decide or, to come up with. Those are just some ideas I've thought about. I don't see it as a business perspective. Like if you lost LeBron James to Japan pays them, $4.5 billion or whatever. And he's there, right? And does it for 2 years. And you lose X amount of dollars as an NBA because LeBron James left. A business move would be, okay, who cares about the Japanese tour? We need you back because you bring money and eyeballs for our business. And we're better now than we were. And the players aren't going to like him. Like no one liked Brooks before. They're not going to like him now. So you don't have to worry about that. I don't think, they should play the designer events. And I would rather them not take a spot from people either. Like people losing their cards because of it. So you got to figure that out.
That's where it's also interesting as well.
You can't lose your card from signing a world player back. So you either need to let that guy have, the guy who had the card, who might have been kicked out, play that year and earn his card back or something. You can't just kick a player out.
It is, I guess they can go through the same process as everyone else because you're not going through the designated events. You're therefore going to be playing in probably less tournaments.
Right.
And for less FedEx Cup points. And so the way they've done it in the past is top 125 keep their tour cards.
Right.
So if they play good golf for the non-designated events and everyone else has those nods, then I think that's a fair way of letting them back in.
And if you're top 15 in the world, you're making the points. You're not going to be 125.
Right. Even if you're playing in those non-designated events, you're probably getting 2 wins. Potentially.
Right, and you're still making money.
Or 1 win.
And you're still building back your fan base. And you can only imagine the hype when you're saying Cam Smith, Brooks Koepka, Dustin Johnson, Bryson DeChambeau. All these guys come back for these designated events, 2025 or whatever.
Live's gone.
Live is gone.
Yeah.
And if those 2 guys leave, it's not far behind. But, yeah, man, I think it's a tough topic but fun to talk about. But moving on from that, unless you got any more thoughts on it, buddy.
No, that's kind of it. I mean, I think you covered it really well because that's a similar way that I was going to go, but you explained it much better than I would have.
Right.
So
I feel like not right. I definitely explained it better than you did. So moving on from that, talking about golf still, let's go to the Players Tournament. Hot take right off the rip. I'm going to lay it down hot and fresh for you. Scotty is a baller. And when he is in the lead by 2 or more shots going into Sunday with a tournament, you might as well just turn it off because he's winning the thing. I mean, I don't know, maybe because Tiger Woods, when he would win, it was so much flair and excitement, so it made you more captivated when he was winning by these numbers all the time. But Scotty doesn't have that flair or excitement. The man just goes up and down from everywhere. He hits it right down the middle, and then he putts everything in or chips one in. It's the most boring tournament to watch. He did it last year on the Masters. He did it this year on the Players.
I mean, it is boring, but at the same time, dude, the man is a wizard with his wedges. The dude is pitching it from off the green from 20 to 60 yards out, and he is just cooking up nasty spinner after nasty spinner, tucking it in there to 4.5 feet, knocking it in dead center.
I love him.
7
Don't get me
feet.
wrong. I love watching him. I'm a huge fan of him.
Some people don't like him. Well, like, I'm sorry. Some people, I'm going to rephrase that. Some people don't love how, unenthusiastic he is to watch out on the course. But I personally love watching him because he is so almost diligent and like meticulous and just does not. He's a machine. He's a machine, and he just cooks up wicked shot after wicked shot and clutch shot after clutch shot.
And we talked about way earlier in one of our podcasts about what would the future of a golfer to ever beat Tiger Woods' records, what he would look like. And Scotty is the first prototype of what that's going to look like. There's going to be somebody come out who's more precise and more accurate with it, who's just going to bore us, and he's just going to win every single tournament because he's just not going to make a dumb mistake. And somehow, like, Scotty, is just the first of that right now.
He just, like, leaps the field when he wins. He looks like he has complete control of his game. When he gets in trouble, it's right back into the action. He's making an easy par.
Hits unbelievable shots, always recovering. It's just super fun. It's just super cool to watch. I don't get it. It's just like, it's not like he's hitting like perfect drives.
They're not perfect, but he's almost never in the trees. He's almost never in the cabbage.
And if he's in the cabbage, like, don't worry about it. He'll figure it out.
He's going to pull off some miraculous flop shot and just clank it in off the pin. Like,
and then he's going to make the putt.
Yeah.
Or if he misses, it's not going to phase him at all.
Right, and then I heard an interesting stat where he has the highest percentage of bounce back holes, meaning once he drops a shot, it's like a 30% chance that he birdies the next, and he is the highest percentage player in that category.
He's what you want in a golfer. It's just crazy. Like, I don't understand how you're that mentally tough. I looked at my scorecard, put 5 pars together, and I shit the bed. The man's playing for like $4.3 million and like puts one into the thick stuff, and he's like, all right, well, does all his math and calculations in his head because he's a robot, and it puts it to the middle of the green. He's like, okay, I'm knocking a 3-putt, 2-putt, par, next hole, 2-putt, par, next hole, birdie, chip in, eagle. Like, it's just relentless to watch. He took the lead over M.W. Wu.
Yeah, Min Woo Lee.
Mm-hmm. Awesome story.
Kid can swing it, by the way.
Awesome story.
Damn. And that kid he can generate some major
really,
speed.
really, really, really fun to watch him play. I was really bummed he didn't play well. He has a sister, if you watch. She plays in the LPGA. She's awesome too.
Major champion, right?
Yeah. There's some great players coming through the PGA Tour right now. They should be really happy with where they're at. Super fun tournament. I think this is becoming slowly like one of my favorite events to watch.
Yeah, the Players, it's up there for me.
I feel like we say that every week.
The Players
watch
is really
a tournament,
fun.
But there's something about the Players. I watched Rick Shields play it, which was a bit better camera view for me, just to see how Pete Dye's Nasty Vine works. Is unreal. Fun fact about that video.
What's that?
About Pete Dye. So he designed a lot of his courses with his wife.
Okay.
Did you know that?
Oh, I do remember. I do know this fun fact. Tell everyone here.
So she actually would design some holes he'd have problems with.
Yep.
Because he said that she can see things that as a golf architect could not. Like, he was just stuck. There was like no creatability for him there.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's just like a little bit of a writer's block, I would imagine.
Right. I assume like when you look enough land up and down, you're like, I have no clue where this
Right.
is going. So 17 at Sawgrass is shaped like a heart from a certain angle. And if you see a heart shape on a Pete Dye golf course, more than likely his wife helped design the hole.
Yeah, really cool.
So and I think there's another thing, a telltale sign that she designed the hole. I forget it though.
On 17, he was a little bit stuck and didn't know what to do with the full design of the course, and she came out and just said, we'll just make it an island green. And so she was the one that came up with the idea to just blow the whole thing out, which probably then assumed that it was then heart-shaped.
Right.
So because she had part of that design.
There's also something on the fairways that she does in these courses as well.
Oh, I didn't know. I don't know about this.
That I don't remember what exactly it is. I think it's like
Elevated?
something like that.
Slopes? Something like that?
Something like where you're like, oh, this is really different. That's probably her. It's pretty funny. Rick Shields pointed out, he said, probably the easiest hole surrounded by grass in the PGA Tour. If 17 didn't have water and it was all grass, it would be the easiest hole in the PGA Tour. But there's something that happens with the wind and then being in the water that makes it impossible.
Yeah. And it's also the grandstands, too, so it feels differently down at your own playing level, and then it's different when you go to each level or height or 60 feet up. It totally changes.
It's so cool. And you can feel the gravitas of the situation.
Oh, there is a ton of people.
People
on
are
that golf
watching
hole.
from 16. Like when they walk up 16, they're always looking at 17.
Fully surrounded, dude.
And it's something about that hole where even the players feel it. And they got plenty of hole-in-ones on this hole.
3, actually.
Yeah, I mean, so it's like if you get on the green, you're putting,
You have a good look at birdie.
right, for the most
Because
part.
a lot of the hole cuts are like base, except for the one on the top tier.
Right.
But Thursday, Saturday.
Front right's common because you spin it back.
Right. And then the
Back
Sunday.
right's a little scary, and the front left, I think, is go zone.
Yeah, exactly. Even
Right.
even on the pin on the right, you can like put a ball just over the bunker to the right of that, and it'll just fall down to like 15 feet.
Yeah, it's so cool to watch.
There's something special about those final 3 closing holes, 16, 17, and 18, where you're having to take on the water on 16, but it's not even that long. But you just got to hit a really good drive.
It's not the water that's the problem with 16. It's that tree.
Yeah, well, it's both, though, because if you don't hit a great drive, then you can't confidently clear that tree and stick it onto the green.
I can clear that tree, no problem.
Yeah, the tree's never there for you. You can just bomb it right over, right?
Tree's not.
And then you're not worried about that water one bit with that elite accuracy you
Right.
have.
The water on the right, though,
Yeah.
real scary for your boy.
Exactly. But it's not even that hard of a hole, but if you play it really well, easy birdie opportunity.
Right.
But if you don't, then you're kind of scrambling a little bit for par, potentially.
Then 17,
And then you got the water, island
easy
green.
hole technically, but the wind and the water.
But the pressure, and you can and then the drop zone is not even that forgiving either, because then you could be hitting downwind into this thing.
Right.
So it's just a really fun closing hole, and obviously you got 18 with the water running all up the left of this hole.
Where would you aim on 18?
I'm putting it in the trees, dude, blocking that thing to the right.
See, I would take the water on.
Yeah, you take the water on because you're playing a little bit of a cut.
Right. Isn't that crazy that I would, if I was playing that hole, and all the tour players aren't looking to put it over the water.
Yeah,
Like,
not a
I'm
lot.
not doing that. I'm looking
Because it's also a draw hole because it's supposed to open up the fairway once you go that way.
right.
You're going to hit a super high driver into 20-mile-an-hour wind.
Little spinny boy.
Right.
No, I'm hitting a 300-yard stinger cut.
Right, I'm sure you are.
Rolling that
Just
thing
whip
up.
that thing up real
Yeah,
quick.
you know me, dialing that thing up.
No, that is it is interesting because you're taking on the water on that for sure.
Yeah. Another little fun thing, when Justin Thomas hit that guy and saved his tournament and made an eagle afterwards.
Spieth.
Thank you, Spieth.
Mm-hmm.
How much money would you give that dude? Because I'm giving him cash, not a glove. I'm getting that man's contact information. He's getting some money from me. I'm throwing 5,000.
Yeah, you got to throw on some cash, dude.
Have to.
The-
You're making hundreds of thousands of dollars.
The
because
man
he
saved his
your-
tournament, and he, to your point, he went on to make eagle and made the cut by like one stroke, and then now he can, because if he even just plays the rest of the tournament at like 2 under par, he's making a couple $100,000.
Yeah. And you know he's not getting less like Kevin Kiz screwed me this weekend.
We're gonna touch on that in just a second here. But
He,
yeah, I feel like you got to pay him a little bit. Yeah,
you gotta throw him
sure.
a couple foul.
For sure. I mean,
Let
if you're
the man
Jordan
speak.
Spieth, yeah, for sure. I like that take.
If you're
So-
a rookie, no way. Thank you. Come again.
If you're a legend, a big person,
Right.
that's a confident winner, you can do it a lot. Yeah, I would say you can do a couple thou. That'd be sick, and a glove.
Oh, yeah.
So let's recap this weekend, buddy, and how our picks did.
Okay.
You guys know the drill. This is our ongoing betting situation where we're going to be wrapping up our 1 through 16. One pick from that category, 16 through 40. One pick from that category, 41 through the rest of the field. I had the honors of picking first, and then I snagged Cameron Young, Sunjay M, and help me out here, buddy.
Sunjay M, Cameron Young, and
Gary Woodland.
there, boy.
Thank you. Jeez. Pretty solid. I would say overall it was at the beginning looking a little bit rough, but managed to scrape out another little bit of a W. Not a trouncing by any means because you had a good showing too.
It was an okay showing. It started off really hot and then went downhill pretty fast.
You had thank goodness for Max Homa. You can
Max
always
Homa,
count on that guy for a great tournament.
top seed finish.
Yeah, he was T6, I believe, and then you had Keegan Bradley.
Who shit the bed, was like basically third in the tournament on Friday morning.
It was a rough second.
And then
round,
I
dude,
checked the
or
scoreboard,
something,
and the
dude.
man's getting cut at like 115.
Yeah, dude, it was tough. So he got cut, and then Kisner made the cut, but he was the last in the field,
Which is like 75th.
75th.
Which is like, damn, boys.
It's just, I didn't pick miraculously either. Cameron Young, I believe, finished 50th. Woodland was like 54th. And then Sunjay was like T6.
Which is, Sunjay played unreal.
Dude, he at one point birdied 12 out of 25 holes at one point in the tournament.
He just turned it on. He's like, hey, I'm making the cut.
Damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
it came out and just started to ball.
12 under through 25 holes
That's crazy.
at the Players?
Crazy.
No,
Ball.
I mean, mind you, it did rain. So, granted, the course is playing a little bit softer, but you still got to make great shots, ton of putts.
You know that course is draining like it's like off the whale's back. That thing is not sticking on that course.
Yeah,
They're ready for that all year, baby.
all year long, especially in the Florida weather as well. You never know what you're going to get, so you got to be ready. And
Right.
the course is drained, and they are not putting any water on the course either. And then there's still 20-mile-an-hour winds you got to deal with.
Right.
So I mean, it's water,
Never
all,
easy, that
water
course.
all over the place.
Yeah, I think
So-
I read something. There's only 3 holes of not being on the water at the tour.
That's
or the
that's
Players.
crazy. That's actually a crazy stat.
3 holes, no
Yeah,
water.
That's wild.
Yeah, buddy. So who'd you rattle off your first pick with your win this last week at the
So,
Players?
Yeah, now looking forward now into the Valspar, that brings our totals to 31 for me on average, 36 for you on
I'm right
average.
there, baby.
Yeah, no, you're putting up a
I'm
great little fight.
right there.
A little bit of look. We're going Valspar, then WGC match play. Really excited about that one. We got to figure out the scoring for that, maybe.
I think where they finished in the tournament.
Yeah, but
If it's a
isn't-
first
isn't there
round
only,
loss?
isn't there only 32?
Yeah, we'll have to figure
Players?
it out.
Okay.
It'll be fun.
That and then leading up to the Masters. So
Right.
really looking forward to all this stuff. So now going Valspar, I snagged JT for this.
Great pick.
Yeah, it was just a clear favorite. Looking at the field, not as loaded of a field, especially after the Players tournament where all the top players are going to be playing in it. Naturally, some guys take a week off. I think JT is just kind of due for a better tournament of golf. I feel like he's not really had quite his best stuff yet this
Yeah,
year.
I
But
agree.
usually he starts finding his stride, and I'm surprised he didn't play better at the Players, but that's neither here nor there. Let's just move on. I think he's going to have a good week at the Valspar.
I think it's a good call. I think that's exactly what I would have picked. I went with Sam Burns, a name I haven't heard much of. I've seen some. I don't think
He did well for me when I picked him. I think he
Right.
got fourth.
Yeah, so he hasn't won one yet. I don't know if he wins often, but he's always up there. So I'm hoping maybe with a weaker field, he gets a little confidence going into this week. Maybe playing, you know, for a bit more cash might get him up.
He's a great player, and so he can turn it on at any given point, just like all of the top 25 guys in the world are. Right. You know, if you have your stuff, you're going to be playing really well. So I love that pick.
The rest of my picks are heavy vibe squad, but you got for your second, buddy.
I was going to comment on that. They're nice. And then I went for my 16th through 40th. I grabbed a guy, young bud, that's coming out of Stanford. Rookie or second-year guy?
I think he's second-year guy.
Second-year guy, right? Okay. And had to fact check you there real quick, but Brandon Wu, he's playing some really solid golf.
Name I've been hearing.
Name that's, dude, he's playing well. He looks really solid. And I don't know, I just got a good feeling that he might be in the hunt come Sunday.
Yeah, I think it's going to be cool to see some of these players that we don't know. And I don't watch much of the Valspar, I'll be honest, but I know of it, and it's a sick course from what I've seen and heard about. So I'm going to be a bit more tuned into it. Mm-hmm. My second pick here, heavy vibe squad, the bucket hat himself. I'm going Joel Damon. No need or reason why I picked Joel Damon, because, of course, Joel Damon.
Yeah, he's just, ever since watching the Full Swing episode with Joel Damon, it's a guy you want to root for. And
maybe this is a tournament he gets a little bit more confidence. Also, Joel, let's stop playing the card that you're no good. You're in the PGA Tour. You're good at golf.
You got your tour card. Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm a man who has zero confidence, and watching you shun yourself that hard, like, that's rough.
It is tough. It's something you never want to see. Way maybe of coping with a lot of pressure, whatever the reason is. You got to give yourself a little bit more credit, bud. You're on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, like,
let's go out there and start
win some money.
Yeah, let's go cash a couple checks.
Like, your caddy's living in a trailer. Let's, I mean, he's your buddy and everything.
Let's hit the weight room a little bit harder. Let's
stop drinking every night. Like, so what I mean?
Point is, we're rooting for you, bud.
Yeah, I think I want the best for you. Get yourself a nice, good sports therapist.
He's going to be a father, actually.
Yeah, I think that's going to be. I think sometimes fatherhood changes some things in people.
Yeah,
for
sure.
Well, I think it almost always has to. But I mean, the level of competitiveness and drive, I think, kicks up.
I think so. They kind of hinted at it for Full Swing during that talk.
Nice. What's your third and last pick, buddy?
I just went with the hot hand here. I just went with Chad Ramey. The dude was playing really well. I like what I saw from him and the players. I don't know much about him. I just saw a familiar name, playing well, hitting a lot of really good shots. Did get rattled a little bit on 17, I will have to say, on the third round. I think he made like a 7, like a quad there. But hung around and finished 8 under for the tournament. Like, I mean, just really solid out of the man. So
nothing to be bad about that,
No complaints there.
Right. I went with another man, the DW himself, Dude Wipe, ambassador. I went with Harry Higgs.
I did not see DW where that was coming from.
Dude Wipe himself. Talk about great sponsor, Dude Wipes. My God. If we could ever do something for you to give back what you've done for my anus, would be would be all time.
It is your trusty companion.
God, I travel with them
for all work-related functions.
Work-related,
golfing. We're traveling. You're flying.
I have to finish wet. It's either I finish with a wet wipe, I'm finishing with a bidet.
Your butthole is never cleaner,
or I'm doing
an
Alabama wet wipe.
Yeah, you have to have one of those 3 options, and you do not have it any other way. Shout out Dude Wipes.
Yeah, shout out Dude Wipes.
Keeping it pristine down there.
Yeah, keeping your boy fresh. I like the minty one too. It gives me a little tingle.
I thought you smothered on some like Burt's Bees down there and then going for
keeping it like it's like an Antarctic down there. Sliding around like I'm on a Mario Kart track.
All right, so back to DW himself here.
I mean, Harry Higgs would be great. I haven't seen his name. He didn't make the cut for the Waste Management Open, so he didn't get like a player exemption either, which is a bummer. I think he really brought some action to the event
He's
last
a personality you definitely want to have on the tour. You want to see him do well, just like Joel Damon. You got a vibey squad here.
Heavy vibey squad.
Yeah.
Not know about the best sticks, but we'll find out. All right, buddy. Let's go to everybody's favorite segment of this podcast.
Yeah,
let's
reel this in right here.
This is all time. We have a good one for you today. We got 3 worst ice cream flavors. We can go more specific if you want. You want to say Moose Tracks, Rocky Road, that's fine. It doesn't have to be chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. You know what I mean?
No, I got you. I looked a little deeper because for the most part, ice cream is pretty good. I mean, like unless you're just totally just a hater on life and fun things.
Right.
For most people, everyone does love ice cream. So like there's not a lot of bad flavors, but these are 3 for sure that they could be dead to me. And I want nothing to do with these 3.
Before we get into this, I've put my 10,000 hours in ice cream.
Yeah.
I have put my time in on ice cream. There's nobody on this planet who likes ice cream and pizza more than this man sitting to your left or to your right. And I'm telling you, these are the flavors I do not enjoy. And I want no argument in my final standing of ice cream. Because I won't take it.
There's going to be pushback.
If
there's like an orange creamsicle on there, I'm going to be livid.
I should be on there. But I didn't write that.
How dare you?
All right, buddy. Since you won the tournament last week, I'll let you go.
You're just gonna screw me up with this like number 1 pick. You're gonna hold it to the last little breath.
Yeah,
cut the pod, and I'm gonna be raging face. I got something cooked up for you too, though. So don't you worry about that.
Man! All right, this is gonna hurt.
Kicking this thing off. I mean, this one really needs no introduction. Because it's just bringing not a lot to the table here. Mm-hmm. Never going to it. It's the 3 spot, so I'm not going to give it too much hate. And it's pistachio for me.
Wow, great pick.
It's just never going to it. And it's something I don't know. I feel like if I'm
people love it, and I just don't see it.
I don't see it. I don't really quite get it. It's not for me. And if I'm going to have ice cream, I'm not going pistachio. I'm not going any of these 3. We've already established that.
Right.
But, like, pistachio is just out of the equation here for me.
Right. Even if they're like, we got some nice homemade pistachio ice cream.
I'll give it a taste.
Right, but give me the freezer burnt vanilla on the back.
That is, you do have a deep love.
It's just frozen milk, and boy, do I like it. So my number 3 slot coming in, it's an ice cream. If my wife had it in the freezer and there's no more ice cream, I'd eat it.
Okay.
But I'm never touching it.
Okay.
I'm never
interesting move here.
I eat every ice cream. I'm not. Yeah. I mean, to be honest.
I know you're not that picky. So
ice cream's a little tougher for me because if it's in the freezer, I'm eating it. And it's going in the next 2 days. No promises, no guarantees. So if it's in there, I'm not. My wife's like, hey, you want to try this? Great. I'll try it.
Okay.
I won't really enjoy it.
Right. But it's ice cream though at the end of the day.
It's ice cream.
Exactly.
It's anything with double chocolate.
Yeah. I can see that.
Chocolate chips, chocolate swirl, chocolate. I'm out. Too much chocolate. I'm over it. I don't want all the chocolate. It's too much chocolate. I get it. There's chocoholics.
That's a good pick. Me. That's a good take, bud.
Anything double chocolate, I'm out.
It's a good pick. If I didn't bring in some of the other flavors, now I'm going to cause a little bit of a ruse, but chocolate is up there and the ones I don't really touch that much.
Don't love it either. I don't order it.
Here's my only caveat to this is that if you're going to put in a chocolate flavor ice cream and then you give me like a raspberry flavored ice cream.
Raspberry, chocolate fruit, chocolate.
But we're not doing that. We're not doing pairing, so it has its play for me. Mm-hmm. And the double chocolate chunk swirl chocolate chips, brownie, dude, it's out of I'm there with you.
How much chocolate can be in one fucking thing?
There's more chocolate in here than there is ice cream. Dude. Just give me a fucking chocolate bar at that point.
Yeah, and the chocolate bars suck. All right, buddy, give me your number 2.
This one, I'm actually I did a little bit more of a deep dive on this one, but this is something that is pretty sinful. That you should just be calling this an ice cream flavor. Has no right to be. Absolutely want nothing to do with it. I'm not even taking a lick out of this thing for a tasting spoon. We have the best in the biz, and it's butterscotch.
Okay, great pick. I didn't even know butterscotch was an ice cream flavor.
I did a little homework, did a little research, but butterscotch for me, like
You're
I
not
was
seeing much butterscotch ice cream.
You're not, but like I saw it and it was in like a Baskin Robbins rotation, and I said, "What the hell is that doing?" Even on the shelves.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough
What
for
are
me.
we doing there?
I
Why? Who in the right mind was like, "Yeah, you know what? Let's bring out a butterscotch flavor because this is gonna hit."
Have you had the butterscotch hard candies though?
Dude, what are we doing right now?
Not too bad.
Stop.
Not too bad.
Stop.
Love a grandma butterscotch in the purse.
Nope.
You just don't enjoy warm, cuddly feelings. But it's okay. Second pick. I wouldn't. Wouldn't be my choice either. I got number 2 coming in for me. I'm tying these two together. Break my arm if you have to, but I'm not touching either of these. And it's cotton candy and bubble gum.
I like that pick because you can lump them together. They're essentially the same.
One's blue, one's pink.
I will have to say though, it was something special when you're going to Baskin Robbins as a kid. So a nostalgic factor for me. I'm not
There's
touching
a good
this
2-year gap.
I'm not touching the stuff now, but
Right.
I loved bubble gum ice cream, dude. I don't know what it was with those hard as rock pieces of gum just frozen solid in there.
Yeah, did you chew and swallow it, or did you chew it as gum?
I'd chew it as gum and just
Spit
it out.
So there's people out there who chewed and swallowed it.
Really?
Yeah, and some people might be your left or to your right who used to chew that gum and swallow it as a kid.
I wouldn't have pegged you as one of those people, but wouldn't have put it past me either.
Yeah. So I always got confused with bubblegum flavoring. To me, it's one's blue, one's pink. I'm never touching the stuff as an adult. I got a blue flavored ice cream, and my in-laws walked up to me one time. It was like a Cookie Monster flavor, and they're like, "What are you eating?" And at that moment, I felt so little. At that moment, I was like, you know what? I probably can do it I got blue on my lips. I got blue on my tongue. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a good look as a 28-year-old man at 11 o'clock at night when your in-laws are like, what ice cream are you eating right now? So that would be my number 2. Rounding off your list, buddy.
Hand it back over for number 1 here. This is something that's a little bit more tangible. This is definitely in a lot of people's rotations, and I might turn a few heads here with this one, but that is A-okay because I despise this flavor. What are we doing with this flavor?
Please bring it to me.
It is awful. It is just way too cloyingly sweet. And it's over the top, and that's cake batter. Sorry, buddy.
Holy fuck, we're going to throw hands. Cake batter ice cream?
Hate it.
Dude, cake batter ice cream is all time.
Too sweet. Way too over the top. It's like the double chocolate swirl brownie chunks that's going on.
Okay, good point.
That's it for me. This is just like sugar on sugar on sugar and sweet, and it's bringing no balance to the table. It's just flooring you with sugar. That's not me.
That's such a great point, and I understand what you're saying there. But the milkshake from Cold Stone, my God.
I knew I was going to cause a ruse with you. I knew that. That's why I said
this is why we do 3 worst, because we're best friends, but there's so many things
that you're wrong about.
that
we into that one there, bud.
Differ in.
Yes, 100%.
But the things we do find common, we just absolutely love. So it works in that way. My number 1, buddy. And
hit me with it.
It's awful because, one, they don't even sell it anywhere besides the back of a freezer section at the grocery store. If it's in your freezer now, you haven't touched it in years, and let's be honest. It's frozen over. Nobody wants it. People eat sections of it, and it's Neapolitan ice cream.
Wow. I did not see that one coming in for your number 1.
I've never had never had good Neapolitan ice cream.
It's the ice cream you snag out of like, oh, we're going to a kid's birthday party, and you're getting the 5-gallon tub of it at Costco in the back of the freezer.
And it's all garbage. It's not good ice cream.
The chocolate is not chocolate. The vanilla is not vanilla.
And the strawberry is like crazy sweet.
Like, what are we doing?
And so it just never works.
I didn't see that one coming from you.
Yeah, I just thought about it. I'm like, what? because I love all ice cream. So picking an ice cream flavor I don't enjoy is hard. But what I said, well, ice cream like isn't good ice cream. Like it just doesn't work.
I wonder if you actually went to, let's say, Handel's ice cream, and you went to Handel's. You said, "I want a Neapolitan, maybe like a sundae or something
They
like
do
that."
a banana split. That's how they do a banana split.
That's how they do the banana split.
Yeah.
So they give you a chocolate, vanilla, and a strawberry.
Yeah, 2 bananas and whipped cream and chocolate sauce.
You
I
haven't-
ain't touching it.
Okay.
I'm not ordering a banana split. at
No,
an
no,
ice
no.
cream
You're
place.
not. But that would be interesting because I've never had Neapolitan the way that is intended, and I'm
Correct.
agreeing with you wholeheartedly here because nothing is coming good out of the Neapolitan ice cream section at a grocery store.
Nothing good's coming out of that, buddy. What a hell of a list. What a hell of an episode, my friend.
Comment. What do you guys think? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Let me know. What's your three most hated ice cream? Are we crazy? Do we forget some of yours? Please let us know. We love hearing them.
And check out our other episodes too, because we have a couple of 3 worst that are going on towards the tail end of our episodes that I think you guys
Go
are
back and watch them.
really going to
and
enjoy.
listen.
Yeah.
You can also listen on that Podbean. All major listening platforms. Our social media is listed there. Please follow our Instagram, our Twitter, all this stuff. We're going to the moon. There's
really
no
taking off
doubt.
here.
And please, we're gonna be linking everyone's socials of Shout John.
We just
Madison.
did, dude. Well, you just did.
Right. John Madison and Jake, thank you guys. Now all your socials and stuff is linked in the episode, so please go follow these guys. They're helping us out a lot. Awesome episode, buddy. You got anything for the people?
Nope, dude. That's all. Great episode there. Again, yeah, shout out, love to the people that are helping us and our friends for listening, following along, giving some feedback, all that good stuff. Keep showing the support. It's much appreciated. It's fun. We like having you here listening and taking part in the pod. And until then, I think we're going to be signing off till next week here, bud.
Yeah. Hey, just a reminder, we're in the Cabbage, and keep swinging.